It looks like AEW Fight Forever is going to be, well, a single release only and not annualized. We're going to get into all the news and updates for you today. Plus, we have some really cool screenshots that we're going to share too. Let's get into the news roundup right now. There's a couple of questions that have been lingering about AEW Fight Forever. Number one, when is the release date? That comes up, well, regularly because we want to know when it's going to be released. No official release date has been given yet, but the game is starting to pop up a little bit globally just for some demo play. The rumblings, the rumors, the thoughts, the speculation out there is that Fight Forever will release sometime around February of 2023. I really don't see them doing it in March. Personally, if they do that, I don't think it's a great move. You have 2K23 that will release likely around the early period of March 10th to the 18th in there. I don't think you really want those two games going head to head by any means. Now, there's a recent interview involving Evil Uno, who has been very much involved and hands-on with the game, the promotion of the video game itself. Evil Uno spoke to Fightful Select and provided an update regarding the game and what the kind of future state and future idea of the video game is going to be. According to Evil Uno, chief among the updates was confirmation that Fight Forever will be a single release game as opposed to the beginning of a series a la WWE 2K. This, according to Uno, will allow the game to evolve over time while also explaining why the game is being called Fight Forever, as fans in theory should be able to play it forever. So let me know in the comments your thoughts on the idea of a single release AEW Fight Forever and it not being annualized. What do you think about that? Also, if you're enjoying the video, you like the content, just hit the like button. It helps out. It goes a mile ahead. You don't even know. Personally, I kind of like it. The game cannot be compared one-to-one with 2K. They're providing different alternatives, one on the arcade side and one more on the simulation side for wrestling. But from the demos that we have seen of AEW Fight Forever, I'm interested. I like the throwback with the engine, obviously, to that of the N64 days. WCW, the World Tour, Revenge, you got No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000. Though that's what I grew up on. That's what I love. And you only got one version of that game. Back then, we couldn't get DLC and we couldn't get updates for our roster. We had to make do with what we got. But I like the fact that it is going to be one game and they're going to build upon the entire thing for hopefully several years, especially roster updates, arenas, shows, title belts, and hopefully match types as well. Also confirmed by Uno is that the game will start off with a roster of 50 AEW wrestlers. Now that's pretty tight, pretty small. Keep in mind, if we do compare, 2K is running a roster of north of 200 roster members. That's a combination of the DLC, the Legends, all of that stuff. So entirely different here. It'll be a slimmed down version on launch day. The question is going to be regarding the roster and DLC and future DLC plans. As expected, based on past reports, other wrestlers like FTR will not be included in the initial release, but are likely to be added to the game as time goes on. It was pointed out to Fightful that Danhausen would be another wrestler who will not be included in the game when the game is released, as he joined AEW well into the development of the game. And this is very, very true for the vast majority of the roster. The game was announced and got into development, and we knew that other stars like your Keith Lee's, FTR is a little surprising that they couldn't get them in there. It's kind of a shame, but it does seem like AEW wanted to make a push for what they would consider the bigger stars like Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, to make sure that they are going to be in the game. I am disappointed by this. However, if the turnaround time for roster updates, DLC, packs, individual stars to be able to purchase and download, if the turnaround time is quick and they keep a consistent flow of updating the roster and giving it patches and updates, I'll be pretty happy with that, because we can very quickly go from a roster of 50 and up that thing to 75 to 100. I think AEW has well over 170 members on their roster if you combine everybody. And I don't think they're going to go that deep, but we do expect to see the likes of Keith Lee, Swerve Strickland, FTR, Billy Gunn, I'm assuming is not in the game. There's a lot in there that they need to pull out of it. Now, I did mention the likes of CM Punk being in the game. This has been obviously the biggest piece of controversy about whether CM Punk was going to stay in the game or get removed from the game. All signs point to CM Punk being in the game, staying, not removed, that this has all been locked in and they're ready to go. This is the same situation when it comes to Cody Rhodes, that stars like Cody that have exited the company previously, they've already been scanned, built, they're in the game, and they're not going to remove them. So the plus side is we're going to get CM Punk, we're going to get Cody Rhodes, and if some stars come and go over the next year, there's a good chance that they are still going to be in AEW Fight Forever as they're planned to be launched, or they're going to be future DLC planned. Now, speaking with the Dallas Morning News, AEW roster member Claudio Castagnoli confirmed with the outlet that he is not in the version that initially comes out, and believes it's because he joined too late with the roster, saying, quote, "It was already like, probably in the finishing stages at the time of when Claudio joined AEW. Claudio followed up by saying the following: "I have no clue how it works with downloads or like downloadable content or whatever," he said, "but I'm sure somebody will create me if there's a character creator mode or whatever it's called. So I don't think originally, but I'm sure that will change. I'll keep my fingers crossed." And earlier in December, there was some video capture of a demo running between Kenny Omega and CM Punk in a match happening what looks to be at Dynamite, and Punk pulling some offense over on Kenny Omega. And AEW Games themselves did announce that there's more than 40 weapons coming at you for AEW Fight Forever. So once again, if they have like 40 weapons, 50 members on the roster to start, you got some cool match types in there, and there's a bit of a story mode, career mode put in place. If they can build off of that foundation, the gameplay is fun, I think AEW fans are really going to enjoy it. Pick up and play, button mash a little bit of an arcade feel, but if it has that gameplay hook that's going to allow fans to want to really come back and be able to play matches over and over again, and they can keep beefing up the roster with a consistent rollout of updates, patches, and roster updates, then the game has a good chance of being successful. But what do you think? Let me know your thoughts on AEW Fight Forever. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, all that good stuff. I will see you on the next episode. Bye!